99.5 WKDQ, today's best country. It's Eric Cornish here with the afternoon show. Here we are in July, and you know, the end of July always means the Sandy Lee Watkins Songwriters Festival in Henderson. Looking forward to it again this year. And got the guy that gets it all together, gets all these wonderful songwriters to come to town every year, and that's Kerry Kurt Phillips. How are you, my friend?
I am well and rocket. Good to hear your wonderful voice on the phone, Eric. It's been a while, but we're back in the saddle for another season.
I know. I can't believe it. Just gets, easier and easier every year to just go, man, it's right around the corner again. But it's, there's so many songwriters that are coming this year and more than have been here before. I'm so excited for the lineup you put together. Well,
I'll tell you what, it becomes a challenge every year. We're still, it seems like no matter how far in advance we start planning, we start months ahead, and we've got our repeat writers that come back every year and say they wouldn't miss it for the world, and we always, it seems like, get down to the wire, and we have some of our people that we're counting on that have, they'll call in and say, I've got to go do a date with, so-and-so, or I'm going on the road with Vince, and or I've got to do this, or I got to do that, and they'll apologize, of course, but it puts it to where even at the last minute you might see somebody that it will just blow your mind that we got to come in at the last minute to fill for somebody that couldn't be here. But for the most part, we've got them nailed down and one foot nailed to the floor, and they're running around in circles and waiting to get on stage and sing some songs for some folks in Henderson here in a few weeks.
Well, I know you being from this area, you take great pride in kind of putting this together and raising some money for great causes. But we can't forget about, the songs that you've done. And I know you kind of like to wait until the very end, maybe come up there and do. But you could do a show every night with the songs that you've had. I Don't Need Your Rocking Chair, Down on the Farm, Maybe We Should Just Sleep on It, Pick Up Man, Is It Cold in Here? I mean, Prop Me Up Beside the Jukebox. The list goes on. And I really respect, what you've done and all of your peers, and I'm so glad you're bringing it back to us here.
Well, thank you. It's I was very blessed, and I tell people that my philosophy was always to surround myself with people that were better than me, and to have a lot of humility, and with humility comes teachability, and that's kind of how I hit Nashville, with my brain wide open and willing to learn, and a sponge and soaked up, and I just landed around a bunch of great, iconic songwriters that taught me the craft, and like I say, I was blessed, and folks like you that gave the songs a chance on the air, but we have a blast coming back and kind of bringing a little bit of what's so familiar to all of us as songwriters, as the tunesmiths in Nashville that create the music. It's something that we do every other week or very frequently, but most people don't get to experience this writers in the round or a writers' night where 3 or 4 writers sit in a row or in a circle, and you kind of get to a bird's eye view of their relationships and what kind of repartee goes on between them, and it's a very low key. It's comedy. It's one of our best quotes of somebody that attended one of the earlier festivals said, "They made me laugh, they made me cry, and they made me think." And it will take you through the full gamut of emotions, and you'll hear your favorite songs that you've had for years, or your new favorite song perhaps, or your favorite song of tomorrow that you haven't even heard yet, that hasn't even been recorded yet, and you'll hear that song in a different light than you've ever listened to it, because you get to hear it in its rawest of form by some old hairy-legged songwriter that created this thing, and you'll hear it just the way it sounded on the day it rolled out of his thought ball fell in the slot up there in his brain, and him and his co-writer were sitting across, or him and her, and they created this thing, and you'll hear that emotion in it without all the noise, without all the, and I say that in a good way. Noise is, we've made our living with noise, but
sure.
You'll hear it in its most, naked form, and it's just really a neat thing to experience that for the first time.
Yeah, we got Kerry Kurt Phillips on the line with us. He is the coordinator and one of the songwriters you'll see at the Sandy Lee Watkins Songwriters Festival that is going on July the 29th through August the 1st. And tell me about some of the new songwriters this year. Is there anybody who hasn't been here before that we should really look for?
Oh, yes, we've got a ton of people that haven't been before. Of course, like you said, we got more writers than ever. Some of the new folks, I'm trying to do this off the top of my head, but we got Rusty Tabor coming in, and Rusty's he's a guy from down outside of Henderson there, kind of the Madisonville area. I think grew up in Hanson. He's making some great inroads in Nashville, and one of the new and hot songwriters that I just love. And we've got an old buddy of mine, Jim McBride, who a lot of folks who follow songwriters and their catalogs will know Jim McBride from all his Alan Jackson success, and he's just an incredible writer also. Chattahoochee and other songs like that. He's coming in with us. Who else? Will Robinson, Ash Bowers, all new guys coming in. Got some young guys like Matt Nolan and Matt Jenkins are coming in that will blow you away. We got a young boy from Shepherdsville, Kentucky that is just incredible coming in. Bulford, he's coming in, and John Bulford. He's somebody you don't want to miss. Just tons of them,
Yeah.
And
well, and of course, you just mentioned, for example, Matt Jenkins, who you just mentioned. I mean, has had an amazing year coming off.
He's hot.
I mean, writing with probably the hottest artist in town right now, and that is Sam Hunt for the Cop Car, which was a big hit for Keith Urban. So that's huge.
I just want to break his fingers every time I look at him, and just tell him stay home, These young punks come in there, and they old guys like me, we just might as well stay home. I tell everybody it's a dog-eat-dog world down there, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear. But I think my time's about up with these young guys. But I'll tell you another one we got coming in, Eric, that I love is Miss Roxy Dean. And she's a character and a personality and a wonderful writer too. These folks will enjoy her. I'll tell you. She's fantastic.
Absolutely. When I think about Angels, #1 single for Jamie O'Neill for Roxy, that was a huge hit.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. A lot of great folks coming this year, and of course, as we always say, you've got to come, and you should come on the first night, because I guarantee you come on the first night, you'll want to come back every single night.
You'll want a full ticket for the full week. I'll tell you, you want to. Well, they used to call that an e-ticket ride, or e-ticket where you could ride everything.
Yeah.
You'll definitely want one. It's a unique experience. It's not loud. I try to tell people it's all acoustic performances, and you can see one of these artists, like you might catch them on a show on Monday night at the early show, and then you say, well, I like them. I want to see them again on Friday or on Thursday, and you go to the next show. It'll be an entirely different show.
Oh, yeah.
You just never know what you're going to hear, and it's all spontaneous, and it's a lot of just a lot of fun and frivolity for folks of all ages. We've got everybody from 17 to 70 there, so come out and have a good time with us and hang out in Henderson is what I say.
Absolutely. Sandy Lee Watkins Songwriters Festival, that's happening July 29th through August the 1st. Kerry Kurt Phillips, looking forward to seeing you again, buddy, and I just can't wait. It's going to be a great week.
Well, likewise, Eric, and we appreciate you and all the folks at WKDQ. Your sponsorship and your support of this means all the world to me, and you guys have made a big difference in it for us and helped push us to this point we're at now. So thanks to you and all the folks at the Tri-County there, and we'll see you soon, my friend.
Absolutely, and our pleasure. Kerry Kurt Phillips, thank you so much.